Talking.
What was that?
Cough.
So if you've not seen the 6 mental health tips video, I'll link it just up here. So tip number 1 was reframing unhelpful thoughts. Unhelpful thoughts lead to unhelpful feelings and actions. That in turn leads to unhelpful thoughts. It's a vicious cycle. But it's not something that's totally out of our control. I think it's something that's used in CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, CCC, catch, check, change. So basically the idea is to recognise that it's an unhelpful thought, challenge that thought, and then reframe it. So things we do that lead to these unhelpful thoughts, which I think we all recognise probably in our lives: stewing or dwelling. So basically one thing can take over our whole thought process. For example, you could have had a great day, many great things have happened. However, just that one thing, you know, that you stalled at a junction and a few cars packed at you or something, takes over, and it's like your whole day is ruined. Your whole life is ruined. That's a very simple, uncomplicated, not loaded at all example, but hopefully that gives you the idea. You know, you can recognise that's an unhelpful way of thinking about it. Challenge yourself there and reframe the thought. Actually, you know, it's more of a amusing thing. What am I like? There's also magnifying a thought. At this point, it's probably best to stress there are some crossovers here. This is where you draw conclusions, often negative ones, based on very, very limited information. Now, I think we're all guilty of this now and again, aren't we? I don't know, someone doesn't call at the time they said they would call. This is not particularly like them. They normally call bang on time when they say they will. It's out of character. They're timely. They'll always let you know. Therefore, the worst must have happened. There's also the all and nothing thinking, and this is one I like to talk about, which I'll explain in a sec. This is where everything is black and white, everything's either dead right or dead wrong, no in between. This actually means that everything is pretty much impossible. Nothing is achievable. If you don't achieve something you set out to do absolutely 100% in the way that you thought you would, then that's a total failure. Now, I said I'd like to talk about that one, and the reason is I am a union rep. I represent people in disciplinary procedures and things like that in their workplace. Bullying is something that often comes up here, and something that's listed as a form of bullying is setting someone too high targets that are impossible for them to reach. That's classed as bullying. So my point is, I guess, if you do that to yourself, you're just bullying yourself. There's also fortune telling. I don't think that requires too much explanation, does it? Assuming outcomes. It's good to kind of be prepared, but you can't possibly know 100% what the outcome is. And finally, there's personalisation. This is where we take everything personally. I like to talk about this one as well, because what I say about this, it sounds a bit harsh, but I think it's a good way of thinking and putting things in perspective. Let's use the analogy of someone not calling you again. I think I've done it where I've had a little tiff with someone. Perhaps it's ended with them having a little go at me or something. And then I expect some sort of message from them. And then it drives me mad if I don't hear from them the next day. And then the day after, I'm like, why aren't I hearing from them? The truth is, in their world, they probably didn't see this as the major event that somehow you've made it in your head. They just don't see it from the same perspective. You're thinking, God, they must have thought they were right. They must really think nothing of me just to not message me like this. The truth is, and the reason I say why it sounds harsh, is because the truth is, they're probably not thinking about you at all. They've got other things going on in their life, and they've forgotten this. Like I say, it sounds harsh to say, but it may be massive in your head, and you're analysing things, thinking, what's that person thinking? What's that person thinking? The truth is, it's probably only a thing in your head, and no one else cares about it at all. Which sounds harsh, but that's probably a good thing. It's nothing about you personally, just stop worrying about it. So there's some common thought processes that lead to negative thoughts and some suggestions how you can reframe them. If you've got any more, comment below. Bear in mind for yourself and for others that for some people this is really easy, for some other people it's really difficult. So my only advice would be cut yourself some slack and cut everyone else some slack. So please give this video a thumbs up, like it, share it, and please subscribe. Don't forget after you've pressed subscribe to click the notification bell and then click the one that's coloured in so you always get notifications when there's videos. The videos are every Sunday at 7 PM. I'll see you later.